The M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle is one of the most iconic and battle-proven armored vehicles in modern military history. Designed during the Cold War and refined through decades of combat experience, the Bradley represents the balance between firepower, mobility, and protection needed to carry infantry directly into the heart of the battlefield. While main battle tanks often steal the spotlight, vehicles like the Bradley are the real workhorses of mechanized warfare, bridging the gap between heavily armored tanks and dismounted soldiers. The story of the M2 Bradley begins in the late 1960s and 1970s, when the United States Army recognized a growing need for a modern infantry fighting vehicle. At the time, the Soviet Union fielded the BMP series, which could transport infantry while providing them with significant fire support. The U.S. Army's existing armored personnel carriers, such as the M113, lacked both the firepower and protection to survive on a high-intensity battlefield dominated by tanks, anti-tank weapons, and artillery. The solution was a new vehicle that could move alongside tanks, fight enemy armor if necessary, and deliver infantry safely to the fight. After a long and often controversial development process, the M2 Bradley entered service in the early 1980s. Named after General Omar Bradley, a prominent U.S. commander during World War II, the vehicle was designed to transport a squad of infantry while also engaging enemy forces with its onboard weapons. From the beginning, the Bradley was intended to fight, not just carry troops, and that philosophy defines its role even today. At first glance, the Bradley's design reflects its multi-role purpose. It features a tracked chassis for excellent cross-country mobility, allowing it to keep pace with main battle tanks like the M1 Abrams. The vehicle is powered by a diesel engine that provides a balance of speed and reliability, enabling it to maneuver quickly across varied terrain, from deserts to forests and urban environments. This mobility is critical, as infantry fighting vehicles must be able to reposition rapidly under fire and adapt to changing battlefield conditions. One of the Bradley's most defining features is its armament. Unlike traditional armored personnel carriers, the M2 Bradley is heavily armed for its class. Its primary weapon is the 25mm M242 Bushmaster chain gun, a highly reliable and versatile cannon capable of firing armor-piercing and high-explosive rounds. This gun allows the Bradley to engage enemy infantry, light armored vehicles, fortifications, and even low-flying helicopters. The accuracy and rate of fire of the Bushmaster make it a formidable weapon, especially when combined with modern fire control systems. In addition to the 25mm cannon, the Bradley is equipped with a coaxial machine gun for close-range defense and suppressive fire. More importantly, it carries TOW anti-tank guided missiles, giving it the ability to destroy heavily armored enemy tanks at long range. This capability dramatically increases the Bradley's lethality, allowing infantry units to engage armored threats without relying solely on tanks or air support. In many conflicts, Bradleys have successfully destroyed enemy main battle tanks, proving that infantry fighting vehicles can play a decisive anti-armor role. Protection is another critical aspect of the M2 Bradley's design. The vehicle's armor is intended to defend against small arms fire, artillery shrapnel, and certain anti-armor threats. Over the years, the Bradley has undergone multiple upgrades to improve survivability, including enhanced armor packages and explosive reactive armor. These improvements reflect lessons learned from real combat, where the threat environment continuously evolves. While the Bradley is not as heavily armored as a main battle tank, its protection is sufficient to operate close to the front lines, especially when combined with smart tactics and coordination. Inside the vehicle, the Bradley carries a crew of 3, a commander, a gunner, and a driver. In addition to the crew, the M2 variant is designed to transport a squad of infantry soldiers. These troops can dismount quickly through rear access, allowing them to engage enemy forces on foot while the Bradley provides covering fire. This cooperation between vehicle and infantry is central to mechanized warfare, enabling combined arms operations that are far more effective than isolated units acting alone. The Bradley's effectiveness was proven on the battlefield during the Gulf War in 1991. In the vast deserts of Iraq and Kuwait, U.S. Army Bradleys played a crucial role in rapid offensive operations. They demonstrated excellent mobility and firepower, often engaging and destroying Iraqi armored vehicles at long range. In fact, Bradleys accounted for a significant number of enemy tank kills during the conflict, largely due to their TOW missile systems. This performance silenced many early critics and cemented the Bradley's reputation as a highly capable combat vehicle. Beyond the Gulf War, the M2 Bradley has seen extensive service in later conflicts, including operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. In these environments, the vehicle faced new challenges, such as improvised explosive devices, urban combat, and asymmetric threats. To adapt, the Bradley underwent continuous upgrades, including improved armor, better communications systems, and advanced sensors. These enhancements allowed it to remain relevant even as warfare shifted away from large-scale tank battles toward counterinsurgency and urban operations. One of the most important aspects of the Bradley's design is its adaptability. Over the years, multiple variants have been developed to fulfill different roles on the battlefield. While the M2 is primarily an infantry fighting vehicle, related versions serve as cavalry fighting vehicles, command vehicles, and support platforms. This flexibility allows the U.S. Army to maintain a common chassis while tailoring each vehicle to specific mission requirements, simplifying logistics and training. Despite its success, the M2 Bradley has not been without criticism. Some argue that its size and weight make it vulnerable in certain environments, while others point to the complexity of its systems compared to simpler armored vehicles. However, these challenges are common to most modern military platforms, and the Bradley's long service life suggests that its advantages far outweigh its limitations. Continuous modernization has ensured that the vehicle remains effective against emerging threats. Today, the M2 Bradley continues to serve as a cornerstone of U.S. Army mechanized infantry units. Even as new platforms are developed and future replacements are considered, the Bradley remains a symbol of decades of innovation, combat experience, and tactical evolution. Its presence on the battlefield enhances the survivability and effectiveness of infantry soldiers, providing them with the protection and firepower needed to operate in some of the most dangerous environments imaginable. In the broader context of modern warfare, the M2 Bradley highlights the importance of combined arms operations. Tanks, infantry, artillery, and air support all rely on each other to achieve success, and the Bradley sits at the center of this cooperation. It is not merely a transport vehicle, nor is it a tank, but a hybrid platform that excels at supporting infantry while holding its own in combat. As military technology continues to advance, the lessons learned from the Bradley's service will shape the design of future infantry fighting vehicles. Survivability, adaptability, and integration with other battlefield systems will remain key priorities. The M2 Bradley's legacy is not just in the battles it has fought, but in the doctrine and experience it has provided to generations of soldiers. In the end, the M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle stands as a testament to the idea that victory on the battlefield is not achieved by a single weapon or platform, but by well-designed systems working together. For decades, the Bradley has carried soldiers into combat, protected them under fire, and delivered decisive firepower when it mattered most. Its story is one of evolution, resilience, and proven performance, making it one of the most important armored vehicles of the